Hey, it's Aaron the Ho from MobileReviewsEh.ca, and today we're going to do a review of Tech21's Evo Mesh. Now, for me, I couldn't find this on Tech21's website. I could only find it in the Apple Store, so I think it's one of those Apple Store specials. Now, I've spent quite a bit of time with this case, but I was wondering, would you prefer an iPhone case that allows you to do this to it? Now, the Evo Mesh is actually very grippy. We're big fans of how well it sits in your hand, but we do have a couple of issues with the fit and build quality of the case. I've also discovered that this iPhone case is the second favorite place that my face grease likes to exist on, other than on my face. Now, based on my time with this case, I give it a score of 3.9 A's out of 5. This case doesn't fare as well as Tech21's own classic shell in our opinion, as it's not as tough or well built, but it does rate as well as a spec candy shell. If you'd rather read the rest of this review, check out our website. If you want to see how this case fares against other cases, check out our handy dandy comparison tool. Before the end of this video, I will do a comparison between the Tech21 classic shell and this Tech21 Evo Mesh. Real usage, real reviews. MobileReviewsEh.ca. And MobileReviewsEh.ca, we are very anti-unbox-review video people. We base our reviews on actual real-life usage, which includes doing things like sleeping with it, using it during potty breaks, and keeping it in our bags. The best thing that we can do when doing our reviews is to compare it against similar cases so that, we can bring you the most consistent and comprehensive reviews. Now, in terms of design, the Evo Mesh is a pretty thin iPhone case, as it can easily go in and out of your pockets easily, despite being pretty grippy. In terms of build quality, we do like the materials of the case, as it does provide, again, decent slip protection from both front and back, which is nice, but we feel it doesn't fit as well as it should in our opinion. As we showed you at the beginning of the case is incredibly pliable, so it does come off the iPhone quite easily. Also, the thinner portions of the case, right around the ports, can be easily depressed down. The case will hold up fairly well, but deeper scratches will leave a permanent mark on the back. For protection, the packaging on the Evo Mesh is all about the Flex Shock, not D30 like the classic shell, Flex Shock. Tech21's packaging has the word impact showing up over a dozen times in fancy diagrams to show how the black arrows become white and red arrows. Now, when you first look at this thing, you're like, this case has got to be the toughest case ever, but nowhere in their packaging do they say that you can drop it from a certain height. There's a fancy diagram, and I guess we're supposed to believe that this case is incredibly tough because it has the Flex Shock. But in the spirit of this channel, this is how high we managed to drop our Tech21 Evo Mesh without feeling very uncomfortable about it. The edges of the case are a little lower than other cases, and with the screen protector installed, there's very little clearance between the edge and the screen. This iPhone that you are seeing in this video has Tech21's own impact self-healing screen protector, and so again, there's not a lot of clearance between the screen protector and the edge of the case. Anything thicker might not actually fit in this case. In terms of functionality, getting to your iPhone is decent, but the power button is a little harder to press, which is odd since the volume buttons are incredibly easy to press. The last thing worth noting is that this case will easily handle all sorts of sized cables, such as the bigger head on the awesome lightning cables as well as headphones. Now, between the Tech21 Classic Shell, I've actually got the cover version of the Classic Shell and the Evo Mesh. The Classic Shell is actually a bigger iPhone case. Now, it isn't as pliable as the Evo Mesh is, and personally, I would actually stick with the classic shell. Now, I only say that because I do feel it offers a bit more protection because it is just a bit bigger, and really the nicest thing is that the Tech21 classic shell has an anti-scratch back. No matter how hard you try to scratch it, you're not going to leave a mark on the back, which is not the same for the Evo Mesh. Also, the power button on the classic shell is not that tough to use, unlike the Evo Mesh. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. I'd be more than happy to, try to answer them, unless you use all caps. I'm Aaron the Ho. Find us on Google+, Twitter, as well as Facebook and Instagram. That's all I got. Thank you for watching. I feel like pizza. That's so gross.